When high achievers want to optimize their performance without sacrificing their sanity, one of the biggest mistakes they make is actively and continuously attempting to avoid pain and suffering. Now, this is known as being negatively motivated. When we are motivated away from the things that we fear, the things that could cause us pain and suffering, rather than being motivated towards the things that could give us our freedom. Now, scientists and psychologists have discovered two cycles, the self-suppression cycle and the self-expansion cycle. Now, if you are continuously moving away from the things that cause you pain and suffering, or could potentially cause you pain and suffering, you get sucked into the self-suppression cycle. And as the name suggests, that suppresses your true, heroic, best self. Because you are not leaning into those challenges, because you are not walking through those fear doors that lie ahead of you, you find it harder and harder over time to see yourself as the kind of person who can face up to those challenges and overcome those challenges. On the other side of the coin, though, is the self-expansion cycle, where you expand your sense of self, you grow into your more heroic self. This happens when you are closing the gap between what you're capable of being and what you're actually being. You're closing that gap when you are in the self-expansion cycle. Now, the self-expansion cycle means that you are leaning into the things that you do want. You are chasing the things you do want rather than running away from the things that you don't want. Over time, this increases your self-confidence, it increases your self-esteem, it increases your self-efficacy, etc., etc. So if you want to be a high achiever who optimizes that performance without sacrificing the sanity, you need to ask yourself, what way am I being motivated? Am I being motivated away from the things that I don't want, i.e. negatively motivated, or am I being motivated towards the things I do want, i.e. being positively motivated? Because you're either going to be stuck in the self-suppression cycle, where you suppress your true self, or you're going to enter into the self-expansion cycle, where you expand your capabilities, you expand your abilities. Now, when you are not, just a side note, when you are not closing that gap between what you're capable of being and what you're actually being, you actually create what's known as a trapped self. So that part of you, that self within you that has all of that fucking amazing magic inside, never gets to see the light of day. So make sure that you are not motivated away from the things that you don't want. Start looking at life as a way of accepting those challenges and being motivated towards the things that you do want. Be in the self-expansion cycle, not in the self-suppression cycle.